Hello and welcome. I am Roy at NinjaZilla80, and today I will be reviewing the Hiya Toys Exquisite Basic Godzilla, Mothra, and King Ghidorah Giant Monsters All Out Attack GMK Godzilla 2001 figure. And by far, I am very, very, very impressed with this figure. This is my very first order from Calcus, and so far, my thoughts on the service is very positive, and to be honest, I do feel like it, definitely, worth the extra cost to get these figures a little earlier, but anyway, I have some things to say about this figure, and I will be reviewing this figure, going over detail and articulation, and also paint apps. But I will be starting with the box. So, with that said, let's get started. And now, starting things off with the box, because we have to talk about really awesome boxes on this channel when we have them, because unfortunately, I can't keep my boxes because I simply don't have the room for them. But anyway, this is a cool box. Like I said, it's a shame that I have to throw it out, but anyway, first things first, you see front and center, we have a really cool, really awesome, fearsome looking picture of the Hiya Toys Exquisite Basic Godzilla 2001 right there. Looking really awesome. Really like that. Looking nice. We also have these SH Monster Arts inspired claw marks on the box, which is a nice touch to the Hiya Toys Exquisite Basic boxes, making it look very similar to the Monster Arts boxes, because to me these figures do serve the same purpose as SH Monster Arts, but the only difference, these are for a much more affordable, reasonable price, and then that's one of the reasons why I decided to switch entirely to Hiya Toys, because I have been very impressed with what they have been putting out by far. But anyway, getting back to the details with the box, we have the name of the figure, Godzilla 2001 right there. We have warning, choking hazard, small parts, not for children under 3, so yeah. Don't give this to a 3-year-old or younger. But I think we all know that by now. We have ages 16 plus, so all you 15-year-olds, you're out of luck. Yeah, and it says it right there, not for children under 3. So yeah, don't be giving this to toddlers. It's not a baby toy. But anyway, top of the box we have, the right hand corner of the box, we have Exquisite Basic, Godzilla, Mothra, and King Ghidorah Giant Monsters All Out Attack, written in a Japanese font, and there it is in English. And of course, we have the Toho logo, we have the Godzilla logo right there. We have the Hiya Toys Exquisite Basic logo, which to me, some people might disagree, but the Hiya Toys logo, to me, looks like it's very inspired by the Nintendo 64 logo. But anyway, turning the box to the left side, we have a really cool close-up picture of the face of the Hiya Toys Exquisite Basic GMK Godzilla 2001 right there, looking very fearsome and mean. Really like that. Looking nice. And we have the name of the figure yet again. Godzilla logo, Toho logo, and Hiya Toys logo yet again. Other side of the box, we have a big picture of his foot right there. Or, well, we have a picture of his leg and his foot. It's just giving you a really nice promotional picture of how nice those claws look on his toes, which they do look really nice, not gonna lie. And of course, you have the name of the figure and same logos. Back of the box, we have a really cool another promotional picture of the figure right there. Same movie title logo as on the front with the Hiya Toys Exquisite Basic branding. We have the Hiya Toys Exquisite Basic logo yet again. Some more information about the figure and Hiya Toys and everything. Toho logo again, a warning label written in Chinese. We have a QR code right there, a barcode, which, yeah, who's interested in that? I don't know anybody that likes to look at barcodes all day. And of course, the name of the figure underneath the box. And that pretty much concludes it for the box. Now on to the figure. And now here we have the Hiya Toys Exquisite Basic Godzilla, Mothra, and King Ghidorah Giant Monsters All-Out Attack GMK Godzilla 2001 figure right here before us, and all of his fearsome, evil, dark, demonic-looking atomic glory. Because, yeah, obviously, if you watch the movie, this Godzilla is kind of sort of made up of the spirits of the dead. But anyway, taking a look at this figure, you can see the soulless white eyes right there. Very, very nice. Look at that. Looking very, very, very beautiful indeed. Love this figure a lot. I am very impressed so far. Just look at the sheer detail on this figure. This is basically one of the very best GMK Godzilla figures I have ever seen and I have ever gotten my hands on. Point blank, period. That's how impressed I am with this one. I think Hiya Toys done an amazing job, and I know I'm already spoiling the results of this review, so you kind of already have an idea of what my score is going to be before I even demonstrate articulation and go through all the detail and everything. But this figure is amazing. And as far as articulation wise, it is way better than the SH Monsters version, because I do have the Heat Ray version, like the SH Monsters Heat Ray version, Godzilla 2001. And yeah, the hip joints in that one is really stiff, and the neck joint likes to fall off like nobody's business. This one, that's not an issue. The only issue that I did have was the tip of the tail popping off when I got him out of the box, when I was just checking out the articulation for the first time, but put it back on. Hasn't come off since, so I think it's all good. But anyway, going over articulation, before I get into detail this time, I guess. Articulation, the neck can move up and down and side to side on a ball joint. We have the head also on a ball joint on the top part of the neck. So the neck, the head and neck is actually on the three different segments. So we have the lower part of the neck, we have the upper neck, and we have his head, of course. So we can move that all sorts of ways. And of course, if we want to, we can cranium revolve this all the way around a full 360. And the opposite way, of course, the mouth is on a hinge, so we do have a really good hinge jaw. And look at that very, very beautiful design in the mouth. All that very beautiful movie accurate detail. And we do have the, if you look inside the roof of his mouth, we do have the peg holes for the heat ray effect part accessory, which I do not have for the time being because I don't have the heat ray version yet. But I think I just might get that one from Calcus as well. I know I also have the Hiya Toys Exquisite Basic Godzilla 2000 Millennium coming, but that is coming from Big Bad Toy Store. I'm pretty super excited for that one as well. But I'll definitely get the heat ray version of that one from Calcus because by far, my thoughts on Calcus, they're really good. It's a really good service, and I think it's worth the extra costs just to get them, a few months in advance. But anyway, let's check out that tongue articulation. I mean, have to close the mouth, and yeah, tongue can move a lot. Tongue is on a hinge, and it's very well painted as well. If you look at him, his teeth has a really nice weathered, realistic bone white paint apps, which is really, really nice. Adds a lot of realism. I really like that. And of course, the arms, the shoulders are on ball joints, so we can bring the arms up about that much, back down like so. We can rotate a full 360, and the opposite way. Same is true with the other arm, and of course the opposite way. We have a bicep swivel. That's a little stiff on mine. Maybe I should have tested that bicep swivel. Oh, it's going. There's a lot of stuck paint in there, that's why. There we go. I see the problem. Because I haven't really rotated those biceps too much. But, yeah. They're kind of stiff, so you might have to heat them up. I should have tested that out before I reviewed it, but I didn't think to test not the biceps till now. But they are doable. They're just a little stiff. Of course, we do have a double jointed elbow, like we should. Same is true with the other arm. And I believe, yes, we can elbow swivel, so we can swivel those elbows if we choose to. And of course, we can, we can swivel the forearm as well. So if you want to swivel that forearm, hold down that elbow, you can. You just got to loosen it up. I'm still having a little stuck paint in here, but I'm breaking up the stuck paint, so that's good. So I can tell it's mostly stuck paint that's causing a stiffness, and it's not any defective joints or anything, so that's definitely a good sign. See, the wrist can rotate. I really like the way they designed the hand, they sculpted the hands. Really nice. And his claws are kind of pointy, so you can definitely feel them when you put your thumbs on them. You can see I'm getting little indentions in my thumbs and my fingers. Yeah, those are kind of sharp and pointy, so yeah, you might want to keep that away from small children. That's most likely one of the main reasons why they tell you on the box, not for children under 3. So yeah, I think that I don't think I would give this to a child that's older than 3. Like, yeah, like at least like 16 plus, like the box says. But anyway, Going to waist articulation or torso articulation, whatever you want to call it. We do have a ball joint in the middle of that torso, so we can ab crunch, so we can bend down about that much. We can bend back about that much, and we can rock side to side and lean side to side, like so. And if we just take a closer look, we can see how well the chest and the belly is sculpted, because the GMK Godzilla, the design is, I believe, from the information I've heard, it's kind of in sort of inspired by like a sumo wrestler body, so I can definitely tell, and it definitely the figure and this overall Godzilla design is a really iconic design, and this is overall going to be an iconic figure as well, because believe you me, I'm not the only one that's impressed with this figure. I know a lot of other fans will be as well, and I know if this is a figure you're looking forward to, you're definitely going to be impressed with this one as well, and I hope and pray that you get a good one, and I wish you luck. That, you know, you don't get a defective one, you get a good one out of the bunch. You know, nobody wants to get a bad figure out of the bunch. Yeah, that's just getting the bad end of the short stick. But, you know, still in all, I think this is a really awesome figure so far. But anyway, getting into leg articulation, the hips, we can spread out like a little bit, not a whole lot, because of the big chunky thighs, but anyway, we can kick forward about this much, and then back down, and then back about that much. Same is true with the other leg, so kick forward about that much, back, rotate back about that much. We can rotate the legs about that far back, I mean, well, the hips anyway, but you're not going to get a full 360 rotation because of the sculpt, so I wouldn't try to force anything, because you don't want to snap the joints, because, I mean, although these are more affordable than SH Monster Arts, they're still not cheap, so I would still be careful. But anyway, moving right along down to the knees, so we do have a double jointed knee, so we can bend forward and back. Same is true with the other leg. We also have a really good ankle joints as well, so we can point those feet forward like so, back up like so, rock them side to side like so, and we can rotate them all the way around a full 360 like so. And of course, GMK Godzilla is also known for having some humongous, wide, heavy feet, especially in the scene where he's stomping Baragon into the ground. So you can definitely see that. Very nice detail on those toe claws. Really like that. Very, very nice. And of course, moving around to the back, before we get into tail articulation, these dorsal spines, man. These dorsal spines are beautiful, very movie accurate. I mean, they're the chef's kiss, dude. Just getting a sheer look at them, they're an overall beauty. I can't stress that enough. They're an overall beauty. Very beautiful. They're very, like I said, kind of like a dirty bone white colorization, but they're also very coral reef inspired, because that's I believe like the person that designed the suit, I can't exactly remember their name, but it was supposed to be, the dorsal spines is supposed to kind of resemble that like like a coral reef, and it does sort of do that, and what's kind of like some bony textures, and it looks really good. I like it. And to be honest, this GMK Godzilla is also way better than the NECA version as well, because I have both normal and heat ray versions of the NECA GMK. This one blows it out of the water. And it's actually way better than the Monster Arts in articulation as well. I'll even say in detail also better than the Monster Arts. Now, that might be suggestive to some people. I'm not saying that Hiya Toys is better than Monster Arts in every way, shape, and form. And I'm not saying that Monster Arts is better than Hiya Toys, vice versa. It's, you know, everybody has their preferred brand. Me, to be honest, I'm taking a liking to Hiya Toys a lot better. Not just because they're more affordable, it's because I feel like they're really putting in the work. And that's where I'm getting at. I feel like they're really putting in the time, listening to fan feedback, and just overall putting out amazing products. Because, you know, if we're going to pay a chunk of money for something, you know, we're going to hope and expect it to be worth it. Because we don't want to be paying, you know, 50, 60, 70 to hundreds of dollars for figures that just fall to pieces on us every time we try to move it or touch it. And that's not happening with us. So that is definitely good. And as far as tail articulation, like I said, I did have a tip of the tail pop off out of the box, but that part, it happened again. It's this part. But it pops on very easily. That's probably because I overextended the joint. But I don't know. I don't think we're going to take points off for that. Because I'm still very impressed. As you can see, the tail moves very fluidly. Really like it. And as far as that tip of the tail popping off, I'm more than sure that's going to be corrected with the heat ray version. Because I remember the regular version, Godzilla 2014, had like a really bad issue. But it was like worse than that one. But they corrected it with the heat ray version. But anyway, as far as accessories, you do have like some interchangeable hands. So I kind of like these like semi like closed fist hands. I'm not gonna change that out, but yeah, we do have that if you want to swap them. I'm mostly just gonna leave them with the claw hands. So that's how I always picture Godzilla. Like, yeah, I don't know, like. I never like picture him like punching too much, just most like clawing and slashing. But anyway, if I have to give this figure a final score based on detail, articulation, and playability, I have to give this one a drum roll, please. And based on detail, articulation, and playability, I know I already spoiled it at the beginning of the video, but you guys already know it's obvious. This one's getting a definite 10 out of 10. Why? Detail is absolutely amazing. Absolutely phenomenal. One of the very best, if not the best, GMK Godzilla figure I have ever gotten my hands on. Absolutely love it. Definitely looking forward to more Hiya Toys Godzilla figures in the future. Definitely looking forward to the Godzilla 2000 Millennium figure coming in, because I'm definitely pretty stoked about getting that one in hand for the first time. And yeah, I'm very excited about, you know, a lot of things Hiya Toys Godzilla moving forward. And although I am doing reviews for other figures from other franchises on this channel, not just Godzilla. I know that's how I got started, but I kind of want to, expand my horizons like I've been doing, because I've still got my eyes on those McFarlane Toys Mortal Kombat figures, because I'm going to try to get the next wave as well, but I think I'm going to be ordering those from GameStop. But anyway, guys, as always, thank you guys all so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. And to wrap it all up, stay safe, take care, God bless, stay positive, stay powered up, and peace out.